Hello lords and ladies of Westeros. On my previous Army of the Dead game tutorial, it is focused mainly on the number of things that you can do in preparation for the said event and to help you increase or reach the maximum possible contribution points through various methods with the help of one of my ally, Janice 8U. That would be the same case in this video, but only this time I'm going to apply everything that has been discussed on that video in my own game. This is not a step-by-step game tutorial on how to play Army of the Dead event. However, I have a separate video in which I have written down the link in the description below if you want to learn more on how to play this event in details. And also the link on my previous one that is focused mainly about helping you increase your contribution points. But before we continue, I'd like to tell you some information why it is good to improve your contribution points. Number 1. In each round, players can receive an individual contribution reward for earning a certain amount of contribution points. Number 2. At the end of a season, the top 100 alliances and players will be rewarded respectively based on the contribution points that they obtain. Number 3. You can exchange the contribution token gained by successfully defending waves of the Army of the Dead and transporting resources to buildings or items like Honor Banner and Refinement or in the contribution shop. So this means the higher your contribution points, the better rewards you and your alliance can get. Okay, so now let's move on to the next phase of this tutorial, which is the preparation. However, I'd like to make a disclaimer that everything you'll see here are based on my own personal settings in preparing for the said event. The highest contribution points I have achieved last season of the Army of the Dead is 2.3 million. That is before I've applied these game tips in my own game. And we are about to find out how greatly using this method will help to improve and increase my contribution points after this event. So that being said, let's go ahead with the tutorial. Number 1. Set your battle talents. If you have researched talent archives in your Maester's Tower, that will be great because you can save these settings and use this every time you play Army of the Dead with just one click of a button. However, if you haven't researched it yet, it's okay. I have made a separate video that you could watch by clicking the link in the description below about this topic. At my current level, I have 291 talent points available to use. For this, we're gonna focus mainly and prioritize allocating talent points for cavalry, spearmen, and infantry attack, and upgrade them to its max if you have enough talent points. I mainly use Spearman Cavs formation for AotD, but I also maxed out infantry just in case I need to use them later in this event, and other details will be revealed later in this video. If you still have more talent points available, allocate some for defense and health. Next, we're gonna set up our gears. Before setting up your gears, you'll have to consider the type of troops formation that you will use. In this case, as mentioned earlier, I use spearmen in front line as defense. So use gears that could boost your buffs mainly on health, defense, and some attacks for your spearmen. And for the second line, I use calves as attack. So use gears that could give you additional bonuses mainly on attack for your cavalries. And one more additional tip for you guys. As you can see here, I have also attached badges that could add buffs for my cavalry attack, spearman defense, and spearman attack. Attaching badges gives additional bonuses to the bonuses that your gears already have. It is very important to learn this as well. I have a separate video that could help you learn on how to enhance and attach badges onto your gears, and a separate video specific in learning how to use your gears. Just look for the link in the description below as well. Okay, let's move forward. Next thing you'll need for the preparation is adding a Hall of Faces buffs. You can execute a prisoner captured from attacking enemy castles or a Hall of Faces account if you have created one to receive buffs. And if you want to learn on how to, there's also a link below to learn the detailed guide. The bonuses you'll get for executing a captured lord is plus 38% on total attack, total defense, and total health, and plus 21% on marching speed. If you have a level 25 dungeon, you can capture a high level lord for some extra total attacks. That is only if you can, but it's not really highly significant. Okay, next is use a 20% total attack buff from the set of the 7. Number 5 is Castle Exterior. There are some good castle exteriors that gives active bonus for total attack, defense, and health. If you have one available, do not forget to use them, but in my case, I have none available yet. Next is army size buffs. You can survive longer at the wall if you have bigger army size. At 75% warrior summon, I could have at least a little bit over 600,000 troops. But it's okay to use 20% or 50% warrior summon if you only have those available. It's always better than nothing. These buffs are usually acquired from various events, but if you don't have anything at all, and if your VIP level is 12 or above, you can buy a 50% army size buffs available every day for 2,500 diamonds. Okay, we're almost done with the preparation. If you have finished doing everything that I have mentioned, we can proceed in number 7, setting up your commanders and troops that you will send to defend the wall. If you have researched troop formation, you can actually configure your army, choose commanders, and save it. And you can use this pre-edited formation with just one click of a button. I choose commanders which is on their golden quality, and they are the best commanders I have for the 2 troop types in my formation, which is the spearmen and cavalries. So you might find yours a little bit different, but you can use whatever available commanders you might have, but it should be the best ones you've got for the said 2 troop types. In my case, I use Arya for her ability to increase total attack for all troop types, Mengo for his ability to increase cavalry attack, Maril for his ability to increase cavalry health, Arslan for his ability to increase spearman health, and Gorel as my lord for its ability to increase spearman attack and defense. Always remember to bring your dragon for additional attack and other buffs. In my case, I configure more than one pre-edited formation just in case I will be needing it, and details will be explained later in this video. Now for your troops, bring 70% for frontline troops and 30% for second line troops. Now to illustrate that, after adding a 75% army size buff, my army size is more or less 600,000. I have spearmen troops for frontline and cavalry for second line. So I put 420,000 spearmen and 180,000 cavalries. If you already have T4, this is how you should do it. For your first line, which is spearmen, put 70% T3 and 30% T4s. So that means you'll bring 294,000 T3 spearmen and 106,000 T4 spearmen to fill the 420,000 for your first line of troops. Always bear in mind that the lower tiers absorbs damages first. Hence, they'll get wounded first. And the lower the tier is, the lower the healing cost is. Now send 180,000 if you have enough T4 cavalries for your second line. But if you have less than 180,000 T4's cavalries, fill the remaining slots of T3 cavalries. Okay, I hope that everything makes sense to you guys. But don't worry, you can do these things in approximate if you find it too hard to compute. But it is always recommended if you can do these things in accordance to these computations. Alright, if you have done everything mentioned correctly, you're all set to enter the event map. Always choose a nice spot where you can place your castle. In my case, I always choose a spot closest to Castle Black to lessen the use of marching speed ups as much as possible, going back and forth to defend a wall. When the match begins, the first thing you gotta do is defend the wall. Sending your pre-edited army to Castle Black enables you to help your alliance defend the wall against waves of attacks of White Walkers from north of the wall. White Walkers' attack is increasingly stronger after each waves. Every successful defense will earn you contribution points. Number 2. Attack rebel camps. Start joining or create rallies against rebel camps, but choose a rebel camp only the levels that you can defeat to collect dragon glasses. The higher the rebel camp level that you can defeat, the higher the number of dragon glasses that you could collect. Dragon glass is used to upgrade the special buildings. Send the collected dragon glasses to any of these special buildings to upgrade and earn contribution points. Number 3. Attacking rebel groups. Another way to collect dragon glasses is by attacking rebel groups. But hunt rebel groups only the levels you can defeat. The higher the rebel group level that you can defeat, the higher the number of dragon glasses that you could collect. Again, send the collected dragon glasses to any of these special buildings to upgrade and earn contribution points. Number 4. Gather in resources mines. Dragon glass can also be collected by gathering in any of the resources mines, but remember to always finish the mines. And again, send the collected dragon glasses to any of these special buildings to upgrade and earn contribution points. So approximately 30 to 40% of your contribution points will be earned by doing number 2 to number 4 tasks. So be sure to actively check your dispatch regiments regularly and do this task repeatedly up to the end of this event. In this event, you'll have 5 deployable regiments. 1 for wall defense, 2 for attacking objectives like rebel camps and rebel groups, and lastly, there's 2 for mining. Okay, so now we've basically learned how to obtain contribution points or how to earn it. But before we move on to the next one, I'd like to mention the other benefits on transporting the collected dragon glasses to each of these buildings. And those are, number 1, healing speed buff. If you transport Dragon Glass to Maester's Tower, and each upgrade level enables to extend the duration of the healing speed buff. Number 2, Quick March buff. If you transport Dragon Glass to Stable, and each upgrade level enables to extend the duration of the Quick March buff. Number 3, Army Attack and Defense buffs. If you transport Dragon Glass to the training field, and each upgrade level enables to extend the duration of the attack and defense buff of your army. Health buffs. If you transport Dragon Glass to Sacred Temple, each upgrade level allows you to choose any of the randomly given 3 buffs per level, active until the end of the match. Maximum level is 10. In the Sacred Temple, you always have to choose buff for your front line. My front line is Spearman, so I always choose the Spearman health, defense, or attack buff. If you need to choose between the total stats, total attack, total defense, total health, go for total attack. Alright, now let's go back to our wall. After a few waves of White Walker attacks, like 4 to 5 waves, you will need to check your wall army regularly. When you see that 40 to 50% of your troops at the wall have been killed, in my case 600,000 troops, I pull them back when it's down to 200. By doing so, you can avoid getting your T4 frontline killed and spend lesser healing cost. Then activate healing buff and heal my troops and send the full pre-edited army back to the wall. But if you only have T3s, no need to pull out until all of them are killed or your defense already failed. Activate your marching buffs only after 40 minutes of the event, so you'll have it until the end of the match. If you have 4 special training buffs, use them all when there is only 12 minutes of the match left. If you have 5, use them when there's 15 minutes left. If you lose the battle in the very first wave at the wall, check the battle report and find out what troop types the White Walkers defeated. If your troop formation were countered, you can send another troop formation with a different front line and commanders that matches your troop types. Don't forget to include the same lord you are using. And this explains why I have more than one pre-edited formation and use some of the talent points on troops other than spearmen and cavalries. For example, if I have been countered by a wave of infantry and lose the first wave, then I will have to send a cavalry spearman infantry formation for that wave and use the same configuration and ratio like in your original pre-edited formation for your front line and second line troops. When the wave is almost over, you can pull the army back and you can send back your original pre-edited army to the wall. And again, if you lose your very first battle at the wall and you found out in the battle report that you weren't countered, pause sending army to the wall and you'll have to wait until the wave has been defeated by your alliances. That way, you let stronger players defeat that wave faster, so all of you will have more time to defeat more waves. Because one of the objectives as well is to defend as many waves of White Walkers as you can. If you get killed in the first battle 3 waves in a row, do not get frustrated. You can still help and earn contribution points by focusing on collecting Dragon Glass in way of attacking rebel camp, rebel groups, and gathering on mines. This way, you are helping stronger players in your alliance to obtain more buffs as well. The match ends after 60 minutes of successfully defending the wall, or if the wall durability reaches to 0. And on the 17th wave, we are running out of defenders. Wall durability is down to less than 2,000. And that's about it. Battle ended on the 17th wave. Best alliance is my alliance, SKM Moonstar of K2. And let us see how well my progress is in terms of contribution points after applying the game tips that we have demonstrated in this tutorial. Oh well, I ended up in number 2 with a total contribution points of 4,056,000. That's almost 100% improvement compared to my record high last season. Or probably I could have done better if not with those game glitches during the mid-game. But anyway, good job to my team and to all who participated in this event. If you have any additional information or suggestions about this topic, I would really love to hear it. Just let me know in the comment section below. And if you like this video, just smash that like button to motivate me to do more fun, exciting, and informative videos. And hit that subscribe button to keep you updated with my latest content here on YouTube. I hope you've all enjoyed and learned something from watching this. That'll be all for now. I'll see you all on my next one. And may the 7th be with you.